Hey everyone, it's Friday night and you're live with Kat's Creations in my kitchen. Hopefully it's 5 o'clock California time, but it's 8 o'clock Eastern time, 7 p.m. Central time. And we are going to give it just a couple minutes until people start to pop on. And we're back. We're back home. We came home late last night, well, early yesterday afternoon, to just drama in our housing track. So it's been exciting. Gives us reason to want to move sometime soon, but it won't be anytime soon. We got a wedding to plan and then we have to figure out where we'd like to live. But how are you guys doing on a Friday night? Anybody there?
Yeah, Kathy Fuzzy said hi. Gail's on.
Hi, Gail.
Deanna. Hi, Deanna.
Hi, Deanna. Mustachio?
Yep.
Steve was wondering about you. He says that he hasn't got to say your name for a very long time. So.
Gloria.
Hi, Gloria.
Audrey. Hi, Audrey.
Hi, Audrey.
Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl.
Hi, Cheryl.
Connie.
Hi, Connie.
Rick. Mona Vance. It's gotta be somebody else maybe, but it could be Rick.
I don't know. You know what's funny is Steve does not know this, but there are guys joining our private
There
group.
are.
There are, yeah, but
There are.
very few. So we have some male creatives, which is great.
And then, of course, I got kicked out.
Oh, you got kicked out. Got to upgrade and get that iPhone. Anyway,
That's Facebook.
we're gonna do the bubble technique today. So I'm gonna share with you some of the supplies that you will need to put together a bubble wreath of your very own. And trust me, I think that once you start to do the bubble technique and realize how simple it is and how nice it looks, you're probably gonna wanna go bubble for a long time on virtually anything else. So what you will need is your favorite 21-inch deco mesh. I'm using a high foil lime green and red. Don't know where I got it. It was in the stash. I liked it. It went with all my stuff that I'm using, so that's why I picked it. A 14-inch Dollar Tree wreath frame with no pipe cleaners attached because we're doing a totally different technique than what you're used to seeing. You will need two zip ties for your start and your end of your deco mesh. And then whatever color ribbons you want to use for your bow. We are going to add the sign, the Merry Christmas sign that came from Jane's Front Door Decor. So if you guys are in my private group, you guys know that we get a discount from Jane when we order from her. If you aren't in the private group and want to be, you have 2 days left before the rates go up. So you can still get in while it's $10 a month as long as you stay current. The rate never changes. And it goes up to $17 on Sunday.
Yep.
So got a lot of super stuff planned. So this is going to be a crazy cool wreath though.
Yep. Nancy said hi.
Hi, Nancy.
She said hi from the East Coast, checking in.
Hi, how are you?
Sandra said hi. Sherry said hi from the Ozarks.
Hi, Sherry.
Deanna said, LOL, I'm one of the stalkers.
Oh,
So she
okay.
watches, but
so
she
you're
probably doesn't
there,
comment.
but you just
on it.
don't say anything.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
And
though.
then she said it's Mona. This
Okay.
is Rick. Alicia, Sandy Malone, Cindy, Shorty, and Susan joined.
Okay, so I sent
guys.
this out to generally everybody. So because I taught this technique to my private group, and my private group really loved it. And I was telling Steve, you know what, I didn't really get an opportunity to have you guys vote on what to do, so I just figured, you know what, we'll give you a little treat. We're going to show you how to do the bubble technique, because number one, it's out there on YouTube. That's how I found it. And then we're also going to light this bad boy up. So we're going to be adding LED lights that come with a remote. So the customer who purchases this gets 8 different light sequences that they can choose from. So they can basically put this up on their mantle, put it up on their front door, and they can control everything by a remote, which is way cool. So like I said, all the supplies is pretty much it. Just 21, all you will need is one full, and you will use the entire 21-inch deco mesh roll, which is awesome, and you won't need anything else, and you'll see why. We're also going to add some of the little glitter balls. So I have these left over from 4th of July. So when I was telling you guys, right now, don't waste any more of your red, white, and blue materials trying to make 4th of July wreaths and stuff like that. Start saving them for Christmas. Obviously, you could go blue for any Christmas theme with the royal blue or blue and white, where we're going to be using the red and white to kind of play off of our sign, and you'll kind of see how it all comes together. It goes really, really fast too. So, any questions before we start?
Everybody just saying hi. Susan said just joined. Susan was the one that just joined the private group.
Oh, very
Right?
cool.
Susan Swickenberg.
He's trying to figure that one out.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Charlotte said hi.
Hi, Charlotte.
Mary Jane says, does it renew automatically?
Yes. So once you sign up and you're on the reoccurring payment plan, you can either pay by credit, debit, or if you have a PayPal, you can run it through your PayPal account. And if you sign up today, then the date that you sign up just becomes your recurring payment date. So whatever day you started is your recurring date, and it does it automatically. You don't need to be reminded anymore, which is good for us because we're rolling into the busy time, and it's just so much easier if we can automate some processes, and this works. So
Yep.
what?
Michelle asked where we think of moving to. We can't really go till after November, and
Yeah, I gotta wait for Kaylee's wedding.
hopefully Oregon or Washington or something.
I don't know. See, we want someplace that is perpetually. I want someplace that's perpetually cold. I cannot deal with the hot summers ever again. And living in the desert was not my decision. It's just affordable. Let's just say that. But it's changed. The city and everything is completely changed, and it's not for the better.
Alicia said the bubble wreath is her favorite. She just did 5 wreaths like that.
It's so easy. Okay, so let me show you what we're doing. So what you want to do is, normally you guys have seen me in the past when we're doing the poof method, I fold it over to get rid of the raw edge, because this is where it'll fray, is wherever it's cut or wherever you cut into it. So in this case, because we want to save as much of this material as possible, you're just going to kind of gather it up and kind of combine it in your hands. I try to keep it as even as possible so I don't have like shorts on one side and long ones on the other side. And you're going to take this big ball and you're actually going to go under, you're going to stay in between on your wire wreath frame. Preferably if you have one with 3 or 4 rails, you're going to stay in between what I call wreath or numbers 2 and 3. So not the innermost one and not the outermost one. So we're just staying in this entire rail all the way around. So we're going to take this and we're going to kind of tuck it underneath, and I'm going to actually move it so it's on the other side of the, I guess you call it like the weld section. And I'm just going to zip tie this on. You want to zip tie it to just one rail only, because if you zip tie it to 2, it's just going to pull out. So, and I think you guys will love this technique. I do. If I have to make a wreath really quick, this will be the method that I pick, and it looks amazing. So I did my zip tie to, on this one I just zip tied it to the inner. I could have went to rail number 3 and did the same thing, but I did it on the other side of my weld so that my very first bubble is what it's called. It's like a poof, but do my bubble rather than lay this all out is if I just drop it to the floor and let it become a mess, it's easier. So you're going to take and measure out exactly, this is where it's key, exactly 10 inches. You can go exactly 8 inches, exactly 9 inches, whatever, as long as your measurements remain consistent. Because if they don't, you'll have a wobbly wreath that goes in and out or up and down based on the fact that you weren't accurate in your measurements. And what I do is I kind of make sure that I get all the wrinkles out, and I'm still holding it at that 10-inch mark. And you're going to take it, and you do it with pipe cleaners. I do it with pipe cleaners. There is a method to why I do it with the pipe cleaners. And I come up and underneath between these 2 rails. So between 2 and 3, I'm basically wiring those 2 together.
Yeah, I've gotten zoomed in a bit right now.
So when you get it started, It doesn't look like much until you get the entire section done. So what we're going to do is just take it and we're just going to move it up. What it does is it's almost like slices of bread in each section, just lining them up in perfect little neat sections. So again, another 10 inches. Just make sure that it's easier to do it when you have it in your hand. And again, under 2 and 3, just bring it up. Kind of up and make sure they're exactly even, but I do. And so you're just going to take it and smooth. Using those for is to hold my bubbles intact. So you are just going to go around and you're going to put 5 in each weld section. So we're at 3 once I finish this one. And so far, the only time I've had it come up short is when I unraveled a 21 inch about halfway through. And so I had to end it and restart it, but it was perfect because the group got to see what happens when that happens to you in real life.
It's freezing again a bit too. Yeah.
Technology.
That's a 14-inch wreath form from Dollar Tree.
So now this is number 4. So just making sure I unravel it all. It's not folded. Keep it on your 10-inch mark. Push it into your section. And this is actually really thick deco mesh because it is the high foil.
I need to ask, how often do you go live in the private group, and do you help old people set up a Facebook page?
I do. So there's 2 options. So it used to be that we would just go in our private group. It was it every Wednesday, and we would alternate. So one Wednesday would be like a tutorial, the next would be a business class. So we've gone over every store open, and everyone that joins is at a different level. So there's some people that are in it more for the business side of it. There's some people who are in it more for the tutorial aspect of it. So everybody's there for a different reason, but everybody is amazing. So if you find that you need additional one-on-one help, I do have a coaching option that allows you and I to work one-on-one with wherever you're struggling. And I've done that for a couple people so far. If you're just not getting it off of the videos, asking, for tips, and then we'll walk you through the basics. But if it's just 2, 3, 4, or 5, so I have 5, and then on the 6th one, you're actually going to measure it. This one is really folding quite a bit.
Yeah, it's crazy. We're still saying it's getting slow internet speed, and we have nobody else is here.
Unplugged. Is my laptop closed on my desk? Do you know? Because that's the only thing that might.
I keep getting kicked out, and people are saying it's freezing too. So
that sucks. Our internet, Steve. Like wired connection. And again, it's the same process all the way through, all the way around. You measure. I just make sure I push it all out. It's just easier to do it this way. And then put my pipe cleaner down, like so. Did you unplug? If you'll improve anything. Directly for the Mevo?
I mean, everybody's saying it keeps freezing. I'm watching it now and it seems fine, but I mean, I even got kicked out just a second ago. Could be both Facebook and
Mevo.
Wi-Fi. Yeah, Mevo.
Yeah, something's going on because you said you can't even tag the posts like you used to be able to.
Yep.
So we'll have to go back and reset the Mevo and see what happens, or just go back to doing Facebook Lives from the old way.
Yep.
Which would really suck.
Yep. Sorry, gals. A lot of people are saying I'll come back and watch the replay.
Okay. I don't know if the replay will be any better, in all honesty, but they can at least not have to watch the redundancy of redoing poofs.
And that is true. The freezing usually starts at the beginning of the lives, and then it seems to get better after a while.
I don't know. I wonder if it's just like a lot of people are doing lives all at the same time, and then if they have issues, they just go off. Like, it's just weird why there would be so many issues now.
Yeah.
Five in each section.
5 in each section, and the 6th one you jump over the new section.
And that becomes one
That
for
becomes
the other.
one, right?
Yeah. So there's 5 full ones in each section.
Yep.
So
So Donna, she just answered your question. There's 5 in each section, and then the 6th one, when you jump over, and it becomes the first one in the next section.
exactly. So this is my 5th one. Just like so. That's interesting. I don't know where we'll move. At first we wanted to kind of keep everything like all on the same coast with our kids, but now our kids are like, they're ready to completely jump ship and go somewhere else. So Steve and I are like, well, that pretty much means we can go wherever we would like to go. But I know for me, my ideal climate has always been cold, wet, and rainy, not hot and humid. So mountains, but then mountains you have to deal with fires. So we got to see a lot of what happens to people who live in the mountains when Caitlin lived up here in the mountains. So when you forget, you can come back in and look at your sections. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I'm going to jump into my last one. So if you forget, it's real easy. You can just flip it over and count, and then jump into your next one. So we know on a Dollar Tree 14-inch wreath frame, we have a total of 6 sections. So that means 30 bubbles, give or take, an extra bubble or not. And as you guys can see, it gets really, really thick. Like really thick.
Shirley, a Mevo is the video camera we use that lets us do lives.
Yeah, it's supposed to be just for that, but I think we're going to have to hardwire it directly into our internet. Like get a blue line, the cable, and go directly to the wall.
Yeah.
However we can make that happen. So as you see, I'm constantly like pulling my poofs apart, so my sandwich loaves all look the same.
And yes, it is a 21-inch deco mesh, and you only need 1 roll.
Just one.
As long as your measurements are accurate and they're no more than 10 inches each.
Yeah, or like I said, you can do 9. You can do 8. You can take it down to a 12-inch wreath. You can take it down to a 10-inch and go smaller deco mesh. It's entirely up to you. The good thing about it is there's no right or wrong with it.
Yep.
It's just making sure that I'm trying to iron these out So
Hi
they
Deborah,
stop
hi Lindy,
holding.
hi Jackie. A lot of people still
Jumping in
have
and
joined,
out.
but yeah, there's still people saying it's
Pixelating.
pixelating.
I saw it today when I was looking at a couple live videos. It's still happening, so I don't know what's up with Facebook. But it might be something to do with Mevo now. Like the,
Could be the compatibility.
yeah, because I know it won't let us broadcast to groups. So we're gonna have to reset all that to get it to broadcast on groups again. So there's my pen.
Pam, good job. She said she went to new AC Moore's today. Got some 21-inch Deca mesh for $5 a roll.
That's amazing.
That's a great price.
And you know what? With this technique, you can actually use some lower quality deco mesh and still pull off some amazing results, because I don't think it has to be real high quality at all. Like, because I've used some that is very, very thin, and it still comes out amazing.
Headphones on. I miss a lot of what's being said.
Where are you at in Southern California?
Turn on my video and I can hear it pretty well, so
Like I said, it
Try-
just might be something.
yeah.
So, now,
Judy asks, can you add ribbon tails with this style?
can you add? Lord, what is that?
Yeah, I know.
There was just like a ball inside the middle of it. Call them bread slices instead of bubbles, because they don't
Yeah.
really look like bubbles.
They're so
just,
thick they would push together any ribbon tail.
Yeah, and then they're very deep. So, let's see. Tell you what we can do, because that was my whole thing, is when I was looking them up, there wasn't very but we did actually come across something completely by error. Let me count these. 1, 2, 3. Let's move you.
God, I'm really frustrated.
Gotta love it, right?
Yeah.
Gotta love technology. That's why a lot of people now, it just sucks because the wreath makers are losing their
Good video.
not even good video. They're having to broadcast separately. You're losing the interaction with your viewers
Yeah.
because you have to just record a video and then no comments. And I run it through rails 2 and 3, which are the middle 2 rails underneath, and then I just bring them up to the center and put like 3. So each one of these is in. So just like so.
Nancy's saying on my screen it keeps saying broadcast interruption.
Yeah, that usually means, like I said, it could just be something in between with Facebook and Mevo.
Yep.
With that, I don't know what API is. So it has to be something like an interface. They're just not talking to each other anymore, which is funny. Mevo's not talking to Facebook anymore. So I am now into my 4th section. So I just jumped into my 4th one. So I try to really put some good tension on them to hold these in place so that when you go to smush them, they all stay. So if you look, it's really thick. It's like a big, huge scrunch.
Hi, Socorro.
So 8.
Thank you, Cheryl, for replying to Deanne. She said, Deanne, she's using the pipe cleaners, 5 and 8 section with the 6 10-inch loop jumping over the bracket. Yep. Thank you, Cheryl. Oh, Kathy Reinertsen said she got a letter from her daughter today. She's doing good in basic training.
Oh, awesome. That is really awesome. I can't remember. I know she went to, can't remember what armed service branch did she go into, Kathy? It's like for some reason I keep wanting to go, I keep thinking it's Navy, but I could be wrong. It might just be me, because my dad is.
Pam, the loops or the poofs are just 10 inches.
Exactly.
A 10-inch bubble, and she kind of fluffs the inside to make sure they're all even.
Yeah.
And then she
This
ties
is
it
just a
in.
very thick deco mesh to work with.
Yep.
So that when I take it and I squish it, I'm trying to get the ones in the middle to pop up.
Syrup, nope, just one 21-inch roll. That's it.
That's all you need all the way around.
She's found that the 21 inches look better than the 10-inch.
Yeah, I have not done the 10-inch one. I think it would just be a little bit, I know I've seen somebody in our group who's done the 10-inch, and I think they did it on a 14-inch frame. It just didn't poof out.
Yeah, right.
It was thinner. I'm thinking, I lost my count.
She said Army. Out of,
Army.
Yep, Fort Jackson, South Carolina.
Awesome. Well, my hat's off to her for serving her country.
Yep.
I know it must be hard as a mom, too. I can't even imagine how that would be. I mean, I think you're proud at some point, but then you're like, ugh. Hope not. Hope it's just you stay local. No active anything. Okay. So I think this was my fourth one.
Pam, if you want to start selling on Etsy, first you should join Kat's private group because she's got a video on how you start Etsy, how you join.
How not to do it like I did.
Yeah, Facebook business page, all that.
Yeah, how to do it the right way so that you're good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, one more.
Yep.
And then I jump into my 5th section. So I'm just trying to get
Pam said I did. She said she joined.
She did?
Yeah.
Well, then you're going to, here's the homework. Because the homework I don't believe is in any of the videos, which is, and I did this even this weekend, I came up with another name for a business. I can't share that because I already bought the domain link. In case I decide I want to change it later, because I really love the name. You'll want to go to Google, you'll want to go to Facebook, and you'll want to go to Etsy. And whatever name you think of, you want to search that name and see if it exists in Google, meaning the domain's already taken by somebody on a website. Facebook, because it's the largest social media out of all the ones that we use. And then on Etsy, because if you're going to open up an Etsy store, you want to make sure, hopefully, you are the only one with that name. Because it becomes really problematic, like I discovered with Kat's Creations, is I was not the only one. I don't know what I was thinking. I just needed a name really fast. I wasn't thinking. So if you're clear on all those, you have a great name. And then you start. Then you watch the video on how to start your Facebook business page and get that up and running, because you could technically sell off of your Facebook business page while you're getting everything else up and going. So now I'm into section number 5.
So Sandra, yes, this method is called the bubble technique or bubble method.
This is a bubble.
And then Charlene said, Kat, what's your favorite method? Which do you prefer to do?
I like this one. I really like this one. This was like becoming my favorite because it's so easy to do.
It's quick too.
It's very quick. But the result is very limited.
Yeah.
Like you can't use ribbon tail. Like if you want to use a lot of ribbons, you can't really get carried away with the ribbons. If you want to use a lot of embellishments, you can't really do that. But if you're looking for a simple wreath that looks really, really good, I think the diameter on this will only be 22 inches when we're finished, all the way around, so it's a little on the smaller side, which is good for people like we were saying in office cubicles, hospice places, retirement homes where space is a premium. It gets challenging when you're into the last section because you have to work with the bread that's leaning on one side while you finish up your section. So this is actually starting to go pretty nice now.
Third time I've been kicked out.
How's my phone doing? Okay?
Yeah, yours seems fine and stable other than, you know, if it freezes up. Doesn't seem like it's been doing it as much lately. But.
Okay. Like I said, I'm going. So you just...
Claudia asked, could you use window pane?
Oh yeah, I think that would look really pretty.
Yeah.
That would be something good. Except all the window pane mesh that I have right now is all pastel. So it's like purple, pink. But yeah, I don't see why you can't. And so people were like, finally I have something to use all that 21-inch deco mesh on that I've had. Or, you know, a lot of us got during the summer when Hobby Lobby put a lot of it on clearance. Now you know what you can use it for. You know, some of those really high striped designs look amazing when you put it all together.
Yep. And Kelly said she graduates August 16th. So
Really?
awesome.
That's...
It's usually just 6 weeks for the most part. Yeah.
And then the real fun begins, right?
Yep. Quilly said, I just joined and watched the videos for Etsy and now I have my page up. Kat's videos are very informative.
Thank you. Counting 1, 2, 3, 4. I have one more in this section and then I get to jump.
Oh, and Deborah said it doesn't seem like it's freezing as much now.
See, it's weird.
Hi, Lynn. Cousin.
Hopefully it means that everyone else got kicked off.
My cousin Lynn's on.
Hi, Lynn. So we'll see. I don't know.
And of course, every time I get kicked off, I can only see so many posts
Oh,
from the time I start back up. So
you can't see it on my phone?
no. Well,
No?
I mean, I could go back. I have to figure out how to see the chain. All I have to do is see little pop-ups.
Oh, okay. Gotta love that so much is changing all the time. But I just try to roll with it. I try not to get like upset with technology because I just think of how far has the internet come that we could sit in the comfort of our own home and watch tutorials. You know, you could have a cup of coffee. This is where I'm
Sandra
jumping.
Osborne said she loves this method. Cheryl said, would the window pane make the frame show through?
I don't think so.
I think it's thick enough. It
I
probably
think
wouldn't.
it is thick enough because, like I said, I've worked with some really thin deco mesh before, and I couldn't see it by the time I was finished going all the way around.
Yep. Darlene said she got the sign she won today. It's so pretty. Thank you again for picking me.
I'm trying to think. Which
Awesome.
one did you get? Was it the... I know Susan got the football one. Was it the beach one?
Maybe.
I'm trying to remember which ones we gave away. The beach,
Hi, Jenny.
the at
Hi,
the sea
Donna.
one. That was my favorite one.
Susan said the mesh looks amazing.
Isn't this pretty?
Yep.
This would make a perfect Grinch wreath.
Yep. Thanks for sharing, Jenny. Gail said the fall 21-inch looks amazing doing the bubble method. Your package should be there tomorrow.
Ooh, I know because Gail did it. So, and that's another perk that we have within our group is if we're struggling and we really need something and somebody else found it at their store.
Yeah.
If we're willing to pay for our shipping, like I told Gail, don't worry about the 40% off coupons at Hobby Lobby, but if you could send me that deco mesh, I'll pay whatever the price is plus shipping, but I really want it because I really want to do a candy corn wreath.
And so when I got kicked off, somebody had posted that they are having problems finding, you know, the scatters and the fillers.
Oh, okay.
So if you could repost that,
What?
and then maybe we can have people look for you at Hobby Lobby, or even we could look for you, or Kat could look for you for Hobby Lobby.
Oh,
and
for
ship it
scatters
to
and
you.
fillers?
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because when I went to Modesto and looked at the Hobby Lobby when I was up there, they had the fall scatters and fillers that I used in all my fall wreaths, but our local Hobby Lobby here did not have them.
Yeah, Darlene said she
Yet.
got the beach one.
Oh, I love that sign.
Yep. And Sandra got the fall one with the scarecrow.
Oh, okay. So
Awesome.
I'm winding down the last of my thing. So I've got a couple more poofs left in this section. And I'm still unwinding my deco mesh. So this is where it gets tough, when you're pushing the other ones that are laying down up so you can put the other one in its place.
Oh, Claudia said it was her. It was the scatters and fillers.
Oh,
So,
okay. But what ones are you looking for?
Yeah, what colors are you looking for? Are you looking for fall or for...
Because I think they're
Let us know.
$6.99 at Hobby Lobby. So, and that's just normal price. You're not going to get them at the 30% off right now until, I'm thinking, after school goes back in session, before they start putting any of that stuff on 30% off. But if you want it and you need it, there's always someone who will pick it up and ship it.
Yep.
So here I am.
Kathy, this deco mesh is from her old stash that she got.
Yeah, I don't. It didn't even have a label on it. It just had a SKU number, and all it said was 21-inch, 10-yard, lime green and red stripe.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm just going through pulling
I
out
do
the
remember seeing
staples.
it last year.
You do?
Yeah, I
Oh,
think it was
wow.
from last year.
It's weird because there's no Hobby Lobby label. There was no Michael's label. I really hate that they staple the last thing of your deco mesh on. So this is where it gets challenging with your last two, because you're going to deal with the last little piece. So, and you're pushing the other ones out of the way so you can clear a spot for where you need to come in. So it gets a little tight, but you can do it. Just push them out of the way.
Yeah, Claudia was asking if anybody could look at Hobby Lobby and Dollar Tree. Thought I was crazy asking for all, but I guess she wants any color. She can't find it.
Any color?
Yeah.
Well, I know ours has a whole bag of gold, or they have a whole bag of silver, or a whole bag of red. Those are the only colors I've seen at Hobby Lobby. Now, I know, because we have one of the ladies in our group that works at Dollar Tree, and I think she said that they're getting their Halloween stuff, or they'll start stocking it in August. So if you're gonna get the balls, I don't remember if we got those last year or not.
We did. We got some last year.
So see how you're dealing with the last.
No, because we used them for we used them in Halloween wreaths.
But I think we got the ones from Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
Because we made the, whatchamacallit? Here's that.
I just said, too bad you don't have the Grinch face in the middle.
I know, right?
We
Well, you could
actually-
do ping pong balls and put his eyeballs in there and just put a Grinchy hat on. But remember, you can't sell that because that's a trademark infringement.
You could post it, but
You could post it that you can make them. Please contact me privately. But you can't advertise it for sale.
Yep.
The limits of our legal liabilities, because it's certainly not worth having your shop shut down for. But you can do it for someone who, just wants to do it and wants you to commission it for them.
yeah.
You can. You just can't advertise it. So I am down to my last one. So I'm just spreading them all out. So as you guys can see, I really don't have enough to do a final poof because it's weird how it just shapes. I mean, that's just how the end of your roll is. So what you would do is take this, you're going to flip it over, and you're going to feed that in. This is the difficult part. Feed it all the way through the other side.
Lindy said I found scatters and fillers in solid colors in the section where they have all the table scapes. Everything is according to color.
At Hobby Lobby?
Paper plates, napkins, etc. Scatters and fillers are hanging with those.
At Hobby Lobby?
Lindy, is that Hobby Lobby or is that Dollar Tree?
Okay, so I'm taking this. So now here is my last piece. I need my zip tie. So I'm going to take my zip tie and get it around that one wire. Then I'll lay it in.
Hi everybody just coming in. Hi Audrey, Sharon, and Donna.
There it goes. So we're gonna zip tie that down really tight.
Yep, those bags of scatters and fillers. A lot of them are just calling them table fillers or vase fillers.
Oh, they have new names.
They're
for
like
this
$5
year.
each. Lindy said yes, Hobby Lobby.
Oh, they're $6.99. Because I just bought a bunch. So this is what I had left, which isn't enough to make a poof at all. So
That's perfect though.
yeah, it's exactly perfect. So even the back of your wreath looks amazing. So
Everything's clean. You don't see the ties on the back.
yeah, because if you did your ties the other way, which you can run your ties through from the back side in, pushing that one through. You could push them through the other way and then tie them this way, and then you're going to have all these cuts. But I like doing it this way because it looks nicer. You just have your edge where your start and end is, but you're not going to have any frays whatsoever. So it's really good if you can, while you're working on it, keep pulling your pipe cleaners up like this in each section. But now, because I said that we were going to go big on this one, we're actually going to wire this one for lights. So let me fan these out.
Audrey said that's where your custom orders come in handy. Yep.
Right.
If you were to do the Grinch one.
Yes. And you do. You'll get people who will say, hey, have you ever did a Grinch wreath? Or have you ever done a Nightmare Before Christmas wreath? And you're like, no, but if you're interested, we can work something out. Send me what you like. That's what I did when I did do, I'm trying to find my other pipe cleaner. When I did do one that was a Nightmare Before Christmas. That was my most expensive commission. Because they wanted everything.
Darlene said she found her bag of plain colors in Hobby Lobby, the party decorations area.
Oh,
And she said the bag was $4.99.
awesome.
So those are great.
Yeah,
And Cindy said, oh my word, y'all gonna make me have to go to Hobby Lobby.
I know,
I
right?
must find me some of those.
The scatters and fillers?
Yeah.
And I'll show you what we're going to use them for.
And Donna said, I went to Hobby Lobby for the first time yesterday.
Spend a few hours there browsing. Go in there with something to drink. Take inventory. Figure out where everything is. So I'm just taking all my pipe cleaners and I'm just pulling them up. Because it just makes it easier for me to find them. So this is the base of what our wreath looks like when we're done. So that's bubble. And it's weird how these bubbles are way down. But I think I just made my pipe cleaners much shorter.
Sandra said, I love Hobby Lobby. Claudia said, I went twice and had help.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Hi,
because
Jean.
we are doing lights, we need, if you're going to add lights to any of your wreaths, do it before you put your sign on and your embellishments and everything else. I made the mistake. Well, it wasn't a mistake. We were making the wreath and then somebody asked if I could add wreaths in the middle of our light.
Yeah.
And so we did it afterwards, and we tried to do it while it was built, but then we had to take everything except for this, deconstruct everything, pull everything off, so that it was easier for us to run the wire through it. These are LED lights. They're string lights, so all the LEDs are on this fine little wire that we're going to run in between every other bubble, I guess. These do come with a remote. I'm not going to actually pull the little tab out for the remote to show you that yes, it does work remote, because I want the customer to be able to have, you know, them pull it out, so then the battery starts ticking from the time they pull it out. But we can see what it looks like as we're putting it through. So it takes 3 AAA batteries.
Double A, I think, right?
Oh yeah, double A.
Double A.
3 AA's. So I just insert them in here. I don't include them in it because if you guys have ever done shipping, they always ask, do you have any batteries, perfumes, blah, blah, blah. So I just don't put the batteries in them. last time I forgot to take them out. So they got to take batteries. So these are your lights.
Hi, Connie.
So this is what it does. It has 8 different sequences. So the first one will just be like everything that it does. And if you just click the button, it'll be like, okay, it goes in a wave. And then it'll go in sequence, like it just rotates around. It's slow glow, so it goes from dim.
Slow fade.
Yeah. Going all the way around and then flashing. Here's another slow fade. This is a twinkle and a flash. Steady on, and then you can turn it off. So this gets attached to the back of our wreath. So I am just gonna, I try to keep it away from the other end. And so this will kind of go on the back. It fits really nice in the rail. And the easiest way to attach this will be, I know you brought me one.
Susie, the bubbles are basically measured to 10 inches, and then she squishes them in to make the bubbles. So it's 10 inches.
I know you brought me an adhesive thing. And now I'm not finding it.
Do you want me to
here
get
it is.
You got it?
Okay. So what Steve has figured out, because we're figuring out, you want to wire this in such a way, it only has one location, but you want to wire it in such a way that the customer can pop this open, take their batteries out, put their batteries in, without having to dismantle the entire thing or unwire it, right?
Right.
So I spin it this way, that way. So it does have one location here. So what we have found is if you use those little adhesive tabs, because it works nice on plastic, and attach it here. Of course, I push the button on. There we go. And then we're gonna add our pipe cleaner. Wreath base, so it's going to go there and there through.
Yeah, I twisted it
other.
a couple times too.
Yeah, I will, but I want to get them actually ran through. I usually try not to attach the base yet, just in case I run extra with the lights. I can go a little bit further and not have to run or worry. Do it before you decorate. So this is always the challenging part, is to find out where the end is. And you don't want to unravel it too far. Oh, go around. So it does have an end point, but they ravel it around. So voila, I have it.
You do have to be careful.
Yeah, but it's weird because we wire it, what is it? I usually just sit this here so it doesn't keep following me all the way around the wreath. So I'm just going to temporarily tie it here so that what I want to do is keep it as close to here as possible.
Well, I think you want to pull off some wire, remember, because it gives you like a foot.
It does, but I have to actually get underneath the rail first.
Yeah.
So this is what you had to do. I made the mistake last time. I went all the way around and didn't realize that I needed to go under the rails, so in between these, so that the wire would not get pinched. So like Steve says, you do have quite a bit of play before you get to your first LED. So I'm just going to take this again, just so I'm not pulling it all the way through. So I'm going to take this with my lights, and I'm just going to attempt to not get these all tangled as they go around.
I'll go ahead and zoom in for a bit.
And I'm going to lay them in to the wreath. And then you're just going to go all the way around, in and out.
Helen, those stick-on tabs are called 1-inch commercial, basically zip tie mounts. You can get them at Home Depot for about And the lights are from Amazon.
Yeah, I think we had put a link up there before.
I think there was a link, yeah.
So the catch is to keep your little ball from getting all unraveled while you're trying to pull it through. Because as you can see, they're on a very thin. I'm actually going to turn these on so I can see where they're lighting up. So where I have my first one. And you don't want to tighten them like super, super tight. You don't want to, you kind of want to leave a little bit of a gap in the middle. You can go around your pipe cleaners or use your pipe cleaners to kind of hold them.
So these are the lights are from Amazon. Yeah. I'll hold it up.
See, I'm doing this from the and back under. The key is going under the rails. Because I wanted this one to actually be lit. And I'm trying to keep this end out of the way. So I'm wiring them in every other one. So there's one here, I skip one, I wire it into the next one. Again, not pulling it very tight. It's just going through its sequence. So
What is the length of the light string? I think
it's 14 feet. They're 14 feet long.
Yeah.
So the key is keeping them. It'd be nice if they wired them the right way. One, bring it through. Again, they have a tendency of how they wire them.
It's actually 16.4 feet.
Did you look it up?
Yeah.
Okay,
There's 66 LED lights.
there you go. Okay. It always sucks working from the backwards portion. The goal is to keep them in a pile. It makes it easier to run them through. There's that one.
And it's freezing again.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's freezing up again a little bit, everyone, so apologize. Not much we can do about it.
So under.
Mona, we're not sure if you actually use the batteries every night and turn it on and off.
How long it would last?
Yeah, we're not sure how long it will last. You just have to probably try it. It would probably last a month if you did it.
Just depends on how
Probably
long
a couple
maybe
weeks.
you left them on. Does it say what the battery life is on that?
Let me check.
So again, you can see I'm leaving gap between. Sometimes it goes really quick, other times it doesn't. So this is the most challenging part of putting lights on, is making sure that you don't overpull them and that you kind of keep your loops small so that you can tote everything through.
It actually doesn't say, but there's actually a timer method. It actually says once you turn the timer on,
One,
it'll go on for 6 hours,
and then it'll go off.
and then it'll turn off for 18 hours, and then it'll go back on for 6 hours.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Untwist those. Again, back through.
It even has a brightness level, so you could turn down the brightness and turn it up.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're learning stuff I didn't even know.
It's crazy when you read the instructions. Huh? Something
That would
I
be
never
something
do.
I say to you. It's amazing what happens when you read the instructions, babe.
Yep.
So it's just working through all the
And
crazy.
it's
remote on.
No, I know that, but
We save that for the customer to use. So here we come up through this one. Down to end through.
hi Ellen, no problem. Watch the replay later. She says she's got to go. Try to do it all at the same time
You can't
with
do
the
it.
lights. So you'd have to put do the wreath or do the deco mesh and the ball.
All the ways. Because you have to be able to see where they are.
Willie said, why do you have to go all the way around? Couldn't you just weave them in and out of each section and use the pipe cleaners to hold them in?
You could.
I guess you could.
But I think the wire at some point is going to kind of come up and show. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're using, you would have to kind of tuck them, but it's gonna show somewhere.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Susan said men don't read instructions.
Well,
I just did.
does. Yeah, Steve does. Yeah.
But I
he
do
just
admit
did.
a lot of times I don't.
That's very true, right?
Yeah.
Okay, one.
Shirley said she has them and they last about 3 weeks.
Oh, okay.
That's not too bad.
Yeah,
The good thing
it's
is they're
not.
double A, so you could just replace them pretty quick.
Exactly. So we're going around. You can see I am almost, I think, more than halfway through.
You can see how bright they are too.
Yeah, it looks much better at night, obviously, than during the day. Okay, go. Wire. Okay. See the It's weird how they wire them. They wire them backwards. Like they want you to start from the end and go around, but all the way around. You can't do that. And I find that just going under the frame just helps secure them. Flip it back up. That I don't need. Front with the lights. So like I said, lights, this is why a lot of wreath people don't put lights on their wreaths, because it is very time consuming to do it the right way, I think. You don't have to do it. I just like them to kind of lay equally through. The little bubbles, the little ins and outs.
Yeah.
What's up, babe? I think a lot of us are frustrated with Facebook lately.
Yep.
Facebook's trying to do way too many things all at the same time. But there's no other alternative. Like we've tried doing YouTube and YouTube just...
Try plugging in directly and see what that does.
We'll try on Sunday. Maybe that'll work. Knowing our luck, everybody won't go on Sunday.
Yep.
So, still fanning them through. Almost done, because here's my beginning.
Yeah, Teresa said, love the lights. They add a special touch.
I like them in their, what do they call them, like a glow function?
Yeah. And then
Goes over there.
Jane said it takes so much patience putting lights on something.
It does.
It does.
These especially, I like doing them on a grapevine. easier than trying to weed them in and out of a wire wreath frame. You know, these go so much nicer when you can wrap them around something than trying to make sure all the lights are where they're supposed to be, so that they're all just sitting on the battery box. So one, this is the, was it there? No, here. I'm just trying to make sure they're all even. And they actually do go all the way through.
You left them a little loose.
Yeah, I always leave them a little bit loose. So there's gap, and that's why I'm not pulling them really tight. Okay. You need to just stay over there. It looks crazy
You
when
got a
they
lot
all
left
go.
over.
I know. Not really, because this is now going underneath the remote box. So, and of course now they decide they want to unravel that little, you know, like how I had them in a little ball.
Yeah.
So they didn't. No, they all just want to come undone. So now I'm like the last few little pieces. So it should come here. So let me find it. There's that one. That one. Okay, so now we'll go in here. Never have too many lights.
Peggy, she's doing the lights in between every other one.
So that was our starting point.
She's got a little bit left over.
Yeah.
You could probably try to do it every one.
I wouldn't. I don't think you'll have enough.
Might
I
not
mean,
have
you
enough.
would be pulling them really tight to get them in.
Yeah.
So here.
Yeah, you do see a lot of lights from the bottom. The front, and you can see.
So let me go ahead and secure my little box of wreath stuff here really quick. So now that I have wired my lights in,
Yep.
I can
Just go in between every other fold and not go around the bottom.
Oh, you can.
You can try. Do whatever works.
So I'm trying to get these under. This one around. The thing with the bubbles is where you're working in that rail, it's very, very tight. So I'm wiring this down because I don't want it to move, obviously. The remote, or take the batteries out. So you cords. So this is where you become the neatness freak. And you wire that again. Got to take this and go under my rail.
Want some help?
No, I got it. I was waiting for you to do that because I was like, any minute now he'll go, "Do you want some help?" I'll be like, "No, I'm good, thanks." I just have to get my wires under. So this is where needle nose pliers are your life's best friend. And I'm trying to hold my little gathered clump of wire.
Karen, she goes a little deep, but not. I mean, she leaves them loose enough to where when she's done, she could probably go back in. I think that's what she's going to do when she finishes up. She's going to go back in and pull them up a little bit on the front side.
And they're taller than what you think. Like once I take it off of its little sequence that it's doing, because you're seeing sometimes the sequence is hitting every other light.
Yeah.
It just depends on what sequence it's on. So that's where it needs to be. So let me keep it on a steady. That's fading. They're steady. So the middle. So all now you have to do is just because the last thing I want to see is wire in the wreath.
And you guys can make your own judgment. You can, if you want to have them stick out more so where they're more visible, you can do that.
But the problem is when you turn them off, you don't want to see wire. That is just my pet peeve. I'm like, I just don't want to see wire coming through. Okay.
Audrey, it's a little tough to attach the lights with the thickness of this one because the bubble technique makes it so dense.
It does. But I mean, you can sit here, like I said, I mean, I can pull my lights out as far as I want them to. That's why you just leave gaps.
Good.
So you can pull your lights up more to the top. But I'm just particular that when the lights aren't on, I don't want to see wire in my wreath. You are where? There you are. So, there we go.
Yes, Dolores, this is the bubble method.
So as you guys can see, they're there. They're in between.
Right.
I wish I can turn these lights off and then you guys could see. Probably can, huh? Well, that's that. Can't really see it from
Yeah,
here.
that helps. You can definitely see if you hold it up straight.
Like I said, you can take it, you can pull it, but for me, if I turn the lights off, the last thing I'm like, oh, it's the lights. So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna attach my sign. So we're gonna I know I want my bow here and my sign a little lower than the bow because we've done this before. So I'm gonna take my metal hole punch.
Sandra, she'll show you why she doesn't cut off the pipe cleaners yet.
Yeah, there's a method to it. There's a reason why, and you'll be like, oh, okay. This is just my thing. What I do. You can cut them off if you want.
Yeah, this is her technique. This is what she likes to do.
So I popped 2 holes in these. I have my card on the back that I always tell you, make sure you put your card on the back so when the customer loses your business card and wants to reorder, I'm just measuring these, making sure they're even. This is what's nice too with the bubble technique, is because they're like folded layers, you can reach right in between any layer and go right to your frame. So wiring anything in is easy.
Except the lights.
Except the lights. Exactly. So there's my sign. I'm going to actually put it down in here. So like I said, because it's so easy, all I have to do is just open a layer and I can hit my sign, no problem. But I don't want to take my other pipe cleaners away. So I'm just going to go in. Where is that? Here. And here. This is where you loosely put your sign on. So I'm just going to lightly wire it, because otherwise it'll pull to the side too much. And I'm going a little lower because I want a big bow up here. So if you guys are like, wow, your sign's really low, that's kind of where I want it to wind up. Because when I put my bow on it, I can actually have a bigger bow, Because sometimes what I see is people put a giant bow on it and then it completely covers their sign. I'm like, what does their sign say? Can't even read the sign. So back to the other side again. We will wire it. Pull our little bubbles down. Don't want it to pucker too much. Undo one side. This side was a little tighter. So I'm going to loosen it up just a bit.
Thank you, Leslie. She says, page blessed.
There we go. Okay, so pulling all my pipe cleaner things back out, making sure they're all out where I need them to be. So, yes, you guys are like, wow, you can see all those pipe cleaners. That's the point. I need them. And then I'm going to do my bow here. So this is what it looks like so far.
Give it some likes, give it some loves. She's still working on it.
What? I'll do my bow, and then I'll do why do I save my pipe cleaners.
Yep.
So we'll do the bow really quick, because then that'll take up this and let me know exactly what I have left to work with. So, ribbon, Hobby Lobby this year, and this was Costco from
Last year.
I'm guessing. I don't know. It doesn't say.
It is a good Grinch color, isn't it?
It is. I know. Well, it matched that. It matched all the lime green. So we're going to go this color, then the red, and then we're going to top it off with Merry Christmas. So I'm using my Bow Dabra just because it's my comfort zone. It's where I learned. So to dovetail cut your ribbon, wired edges together, we cut from the fold up to the point of our wired ribbon. Yeah, up here, just like so, with our Dollar Tree scissors, because it cuts through the wire in our ribbon.
Betty Crocker. Yep.
Betty Crocker. So, I kind of look at this. I think,
About a 6-inch.
I don't know, that looks a little longer. I'm saying 7, maybe? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. I'm going to go 8 inches. So
you could always cut them shorter.
yeah, I can always cut them shorter. You guys learned that when I did it on Caitlin's. I'm like, we can always shorten it, but we can never add to the length.
Yep.
So
Hi, Tricia.
when you put it in your Bow Dabra, right side fabric goes up and very first loop.
Right.
Now your fabric is where
The right
it needs
way.
to be. And then you twist it, push it back down inside your Bow Dabra, and these loops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches.
5 inches.
So we're doing 5-inch loops. I was trying to think of, how many loops did I do on that one? That was a 6 loop. That was 6 ribbon bow.
Was it?
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna do, this is always the difficult thing. Do you do 4
4 each?
loops? Yeah. 4, 3, but then it might be really fat bow. So it's going to be 2 on each side. So again, it's always twisting, pushing it through. So you have your wrong side fabric up. I just turn it. It's just easier to do it this way. So wrong side, twist it.
Push them all down and fold them so they're all the same length.
Yeah, I won't do that yet.
Yeah.
So here. Again, do the dovetail. So wired edges together, cut from the fold. And then we're going to come back in with the red.
Jane said this is a tough one tonight.
Why?
It's just long. It's not tough, it's just long. The lights took quite a while to put
Yeah.
on.
I think I would have been done if we didn't do lights. But then what ends up happening is someone will go, ooh, you can put lights in it? And then they message you and go, can you put lights in it? And you're like, would have been nice to do that before.
Yep.
So now I'm just showing you because I've been asked a couple times, can you show us how to put lights in?
Yep.
And so now I can say, watch this video.
Scarlett said, yay for Betty Crocker scissors. Bought several pair today.
I had like 5. I
they
think I've never, haven't replaced them. I think I got 6 months out of the first pair before they were like, they really need to go.
She said, they're great. Thanks for letting us know about them.
Before, he's the first one that showed us Betty Crocker scissors, and I was like, who would have thought? That was also where I found a lot of my Dollar Tree store supplies. Again, who would have thought? You would have thought that all of your stuff had to be done with big box stores.
Yep.
But
Hi,
no.
Adele. She said, made it. Good evening, Kat and Steve.
Hey,
Wendy,
finishing our row.
sorry it's glitching a little bit.
I know, I'm trying to hurry.
Jane, sure you can. She said, I don't think I could do the poofs. Sure you can.
The bubbles? Those
Yeah.
are easy. It's just smush. Just gather smush. You don't even have to be perfect on them. Just with your measurements, and then just stick your hands and make sure everything's all open. Just try it. That's what I always tell everyone.
You could do it, Jane.
I know you can do it.
I could do it. If I could do it, you could do it.
Jane. Jane Burke?
Jane, yeah, Jane Burke.
Okay, I've seen your wreaths. You can do this. Check out our page.
Hi, Shirley. Shirley said hi, everyone.
I think a lot of people are amazing wreath makers. They lack the self-confidence.
Yeah.
I don't,
Just
because
do it.
we'll always be our worst critic and go, I could have done better on that one.
Hi, Lee.
So we're gonna fold it again and dovetail this. So we're gonna put 2 loops on each side. This one's super cute because it's Merry Christmas. So our tail is here. So we start opposite, and you can put it wherever you want. I'm gonna start it over here.
Look
Upside
at where
down.
you see the whole Merry Christmas as a tail.
I'm trying. You know, I wasn't the wreath manufacturer who decided where to cut that off. So, and I try to go a little bit smaller with not each consecutive loop, but with each consecutive color. Yeah,
You have the thing that helps push it down.
yeah, I have everything.
Just making sure.
Okay. So flipping, twisting, pushing it down.
Shirley, she said she missed the Wednesday's class, but can't seem to find it.
It's on the regular
It's on the-
castrations.
Right. We're having a problem with the private feed, so we just put it over the.
We did not have a problem. Mevo did an
Mevo
update
did
with
an update.
Facebook's new privacy thing, and now Mevo and Facebook won't talk to each other in a group.
On the private groups.
So we just have to reset the Mevo. It's like we have to put it back to factory settings and just not let it go through its update.
Yeah.
So to make Steve happy, have the Merry Christmas, just like so. And then the little insert is just to compact your ribbons so they're all nice and squished. And then you grab your pipe cleaner, take this out. I'm gonna put a loop in it so it's easier.
Yep.
Grab
Scarlett
it
said I've
from,
never seen the bubble method before. I can't wait to try it.
you're gonna love it. I always want to say once you go bubble, you ain't going back, but you will. Because you have to get bubbling everything since we bubbled it.
Yeah, last couple ones.
The last couple ones have just been bubble, 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 bubble. So you just twist it around your little gathering and then spin your bubbles or your ribbons. And again, because it's so I'm just going to feed it down between my loaves, my
Hi,
sandwich
Dawn.
slices. Go down. Just put my hand underneath.
Are you gonna put it off to the corner?
I like putting them off to the corner. Did you want me to put it right over?
No, I just asking. Sometimes you just do it different.
Yeah. I'm just trying to get it around.
Yeah.
Go around. I have it. I just need to grab it. Since I haven't fluffed it, I don't need to worry about it right now. So just a little twist. Flip it back up. So now we get to play with our ribbon.
The Shirleys are talking to each other now. Hi, Shirley.
What is it? The
Hi, Shirley.
Shirleys are talking to each
Shirley
other?
Shaw,
The Shirleys
Singleton,
are talking to each
and
other.
Knight.
So now you just pull all your ribbons around. Wherever you want them to go. Put your hands through them. Really, like, you want them to look kind of poofy-ish.
Poofy-ish?
Poofy-ish. Yeah. And then we're going to go grab our reds. I think I want my red to kind of pop out here. So I'm feeding my tails through. Pulling that red all the way through.
Oh, that's nice. Melody Boatwright said, "Love your work. You are so talented."
Thank you, Melody. Pulling. It's always good to grab two at the same time, and then you can pull them in opposite directions. And then here we have our last ones, the little Merry Christmas. If you want those in between.
Sandra said, "Yeah, wow, a lot of Shirleys."
No, I think we have more Donnas than anybody.
Donna's and Deborah's.
Donna's and Deborah's in our group. They're just as like, oh. There's just a lot. So
Yeah, it is, Christine and Beth. It's freezing up a little bit.
So I'm trying to salvage Steve's little Merry Christmas thing.
Oh, don't worry about it.
You wanted him to say Merry Christmas. But you never know. You could have a customer that says, "Can you make it say Merry Christmas across the top?" Sure, I will try. Again, pulling my red around. Always picky about them. Like they have to stand up.
Oh, and Shirley Singleton too.
Ah, see? They're like, "Don't forget about me." Okay. It's funny too, because this Merry Christmas one is upside down. There's nothing I can do about that. You can just take it and drag it somewhere else. Let's move this down. This is where you work with your bows and you make it do what you want it to do.
And Judy asked, "Is this wreath for sale?"
Yes, it is. It's already up on my Facebook page. So with lights and all, knowing I was going to put lights in it, let me fix my bows. So when you're stuck with your bows and your bows are wrinkly, just take your hands and run through them like what I'm doing right now. It kind of puts a little curl back into them so that they'll have that natural curl like they did when they came off the bow or the roll, because we're kind of crunched up under there. So just like so. And now I'm going to show you what we do with the little balls. The little balls. So I want that to be up there. Okay, so before we start, move all that over there. All done?
Yep.
Okay. With the little balls. So, to tie all those colors in, not putting the blue ones in, obviously, even though the blue ones are popping out. This is what goes on the end of your
Pipe cleaning.
pipe cleaners. And you can take them and move them in any which way you want. You can put small ones on them. I try to toggle and put opposite colors, but it will add. Okay, go in. There it goes. it was folded. So when I was doing it,
Wow, there's a Shirley Willet too, so there's like 6 Shirleys on.
really? Trying to find a small one, small red. So you can just sit here and go, okay, maybe I want to put a big one here. So you go all the way around, adding your little balls to it. Just because I think it, and then what I will do is I will go back and glue all the styrofoam balls in, but you have to have a hole in them first in order for you to glue them. So it's kind of redundant to start, you know, to do it here or to put a dab of glue on the bottom and then try to push them in.
So this is where those scatters and fillers really come in handy.
Mm-hmm.
And she puts them on first because you have to put a hole in them, and you can push them on pretty good.
Oh yeah, they pop right on.
And then once you put them all in, you just go back and just glue them in one at a time with a glue gun.
Yep. So these to me were going to be the little holly berries.
And you can actually take the glue gun and fill the hole,
Yep.
and then kind of push it off and then stick it in. And once it's glued, it stays.
Yeah, and I had it plugged in. Well, we plugged it in to put the sign on it. I'll show you what it is, how easy. But you have to have the holes in them first. So you may as well
Shirley
just...
said after a couple drinks, no one will notice.
What?
I think about the glitching.
Aww. So you just come back in, and like I said, because we already have the green, we don't need to worry about incorporating little, like, do we need to put in green balls? I guess if you wanted to, you could, but this is like that funky lime green color.
Mm-hmm.
So you might be able to find it. But it's so nice with the pipe cleaners because you could take it, you could angle them down, you can move them up, you can move them in any direction you want. That's why I just...
Yep.
We did that on the Halloween wreath, right?
Yep. Sharon, these are called base fillers. Sometimes they're called scatters and fillers.
They're styrofoam balls with glitter on them.
Yep.
I was like, why don't they just call them that? Like glitter balls or something, because that's all they are.
Susie said really like the style of this wreath.
It's super easy to make, and it looks nice.
Nancy said very nice, I like it.
Full.
Yep.
And
Jane Burke said that is very, very pretty. I'll have to work on that bubble method.
yes,
Good.
you will. And then you'll be like, oh my god, I can't believe how easy that was. And I'll be like, yep, it's very easy. So this is why I saved the pipe cleaners. Because you can't do it once you cut them off. If you cut them off, you won't have anything to attach it. And then it would kind of look funky, because I think that's what a lot of people did, is when they looked at the bubble wreath, they were asking, well, what can you do? You can't add ribbons because it's too thin, like it's too tight to put ribbons inside. So what can you do? And I was like, oh, I know what we could do. We could put little balls in them.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what you can do, because Hobby Lobby has these available right now in their patriotic section, in their seasonal section. Go pick them up and just pick out all the white and red ones. Save the blue ones, because you know you're going to do a blue Christmas wreath. Everybody's going to do blue Christmas wreath. And then you can do blue and white. You can even save the stars and put the stars on someplace else. You know,
Shirley, you can mess with the bow to make the bow say Merry Christmas or whatever right side up. I know there's a couple of them that are upside down, but then there's
Like
one or
that
two
one.
that are right side up.
Yeah. So I'm sitting here just finishing going around, adding my, and you can toggle from the big ones to the small ones.
Connie, yep, if you see, she's taking the little fillers, the little balls, and she's sticking them, she's putting a hole in them with the pipe cleaner and pushing the pipe cleaner in.
Yeah.
A pretty good amount, probably at least a 1/4 inch.
What? Okay, here's my pipe cleaner. Let me get a bigger ball. Let me do a white one so you can see it. Ooh. Okay, so here is the pipe cleaner. Here's the ball. Because it's got that point on the end, you can literally push it that far in. And that what you would do is you take it out, you can see, because it left the little green felt, so you'll put a dab of glue there. So just like this. There we go. And then I'm going to use this one because I already have a hole in it. So you take it and you just push it back in your hole. Just like so.
And once the glue's set, it's done.
Yeah, and you can tell, like, what I do is I start from my bow side. If I'm gluing, I start this way and I go in and out all the way around until I get to the other side. And if I forget, just slightly pulling on it, if it's already glued, it's not going to come off.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, oh, I glued that one. So I try to go up and then down,
Yep.
and then up and then down.
Deb, it's the 21-inch deco mesh is, yeah, it's red and green.
It's actually
Stripes.
called lime green. Yeah, very thin.
It's an older roll she had from her stash, but you can find something probably similar to it.
Yeah, just look for a lime green and red stripe. And see, when I'm done, then all I have is blue, and then when I'm ready to put all
Yep.
the blue ones on,
Shirley said they
everywhere else.
really make it pop. Yep.
They do. It just adds something else to it that was missing.
Yep, one pipe cleaner per ball, pretty much.
Well, because our pipe cleaners are sitting like this,
Yep.
I put like one red and then one white, and I'll go like big or
Alternate.
small,
Right.
however, and I just go all the way until I hit my bow. And then this way, when the customer's looking at it all the way around, I needed to wait one.
And you gotta remember, every time she did a section, the twist tie is in, it's basically one twist tie, but it's like a fork or a V.
Like
so
this.
yeah, so you just put one on each.
Yep.
One,
So you
one,
put-
one pipe cleaner per ball, yep.
One big, one small. And then it goes literally all the way around. Go in.
And that's kind of Kathy's, she likes to do that. She kind of started doing that.
What, putting the little bowls on?
Yeah.
It just, I think it, and so like I said, because you have so much play in here, you can move them around, you can lift them up, you can make them go short or, you know, wherever you want them to lay. You can bring them way up here into your sign. I mean, it just kind of, it completes the wreath by the time you're done. So now I'll go back in and glue them all
Hold it
on.
up a little bit more. There you go.
So there we go.
Yeah.
So that's that. And then I'll
Can you
trim
turn the
up.
lights on?
Yeah. Well, it'll be kind of hard to see because we still have these lights. But can you click this one off?
Yeah.
Then they can actually see.
Oop. Here, I'll click this one off.
Okay. So that's what it looks like. So hopefully you guys can kind of see that.
Oh yeah, you can see it really well.
Yeah. So let me do the steady one. That one's like irritating. That's the glow. So there you go. That'd be your steady. So on the remote, it tells them sequence, like slow fade, steady, whatever you want it to say.
Right.
So that's that. So I'll show you what it looks like on the door. Because this one's huge. Okay. So this still has our lights on it. I'm trying to make sure.
Let's turn the light back on.
Huh?
But you can see the lights on, yeah.
Yeah, you can see the lights on it. So I'm always making sure that if you put a sign on it and has lettering on it, they need to read it. And I've had so many people do this when they're showcasing their wreath. I'm like, what? I can kind of fill in the blank with what your sign says, but it'll sell better to your customer if you make your letters go in the right way. Just like so. So, and there's so many different things that you can add to that wreath. I mean, if you wanted to, I've seen them. They have like the little wood. Turned our lights off. They have like the little wood Grinch hand. You could take that. You could put that like coming outside your wreath, like the little hand, and put a bulb here.
Yep.
It's entirely up to you. That's the fun part about being able to be creative and putting all that together, but there you go.
Yep.
That's the bubble wreath.
Everybody said beautiful. They love it with the lights on it.
See, and you can change your signs out too. Like, as I was toying with the signs, I mean, you can change it. You can put like a vintage Christmas on there that didn't go with the bow. You can go with a smaller sign if you want, kind of hang it off the side. It's entirely up to you. You don't have to be limited to doing it that way. But if you do like the sign came from Jane's Front Door Decor. The ribbon, except for the red, came from Hobby Lobby. All these things, like I said, this entire set right now, came from Hobby Lobby in their seasonal section. So the red, white, and blue exist already.
Yeah, I think those are actually on sale now too.
Yeah, the stars don't. We pulled these off of Garland and threw them in there.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, you could take stars and you could, look, you can put stars in here too. You can put red and white stars all the way around. You can toggle that in there if you want.
Sandra said, love the lights on. Everybody said beautiful. Audrey said it'll be sold tonight. Kathy said, beautiful, Kat. Thank you, honey, for showing us all. God bless.
Awesome. You know what? And we're going to try another one of these, I think, on Sunday. Because you and I were trying to figure out what do we want to make on Sunday. Because I'm going to kind of collaborate and do it the last Facebook Live for on a Sunday for the private group. We're going to move it to sometime during the week for the private, or not the private, the public group. And then it'll kind of finish the month out. But remember, if you guys want to join the private group, sign up between today and tomorrow. That's it. Sunday morning it goes to $17. But as long as you sign up between now and tomorrow, it's $10. As long as you stay consistent, you're set up on a reoccurring payment. So credit card or debit card,
PayPal.
it stays at the legacy rate of $10. So if you think of it this way, one tutorial will cover the cost of your entire membership. You get materials lists for all this. So the group they'll get the SKUs for everything, the links for everything. You get discounts from Personally Yours. We get discounts from Jane's Front Door Decor. We have discounts through Perpetual Ribbons on Etsy. So, I'm trying to think what else. And then we're doubling. So we have 4 business classes in July and 4 tutorials in July. So we're doing everything. I think we're doing Halloween lantern swag this month. I'm going to put out the schedule for Saturday as a last kind of, this is what you get if you sign up in July.
Shirley asked, how much is that one?
That one is $70 because I added the lights to it.
Okay.
So yeah.
Still a good price, because if you go to Hobby Lobby or places like this and you look at their wreaths, something like that's like $139.
But remember, I could take you 40% off coupon.
I know,
but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So that's what I would do. So do you guys have any last minute questions before we let you go? Sunday we're going to do Bubble, but we're going to do Bubble Ocean. Ooh. So it's either Bubble Ocean, because I don't want to start Christmas too much.
On a bubble trip.
On a what?
Said we're on a bubble trip.
Well, I have that beautiful teal metallic, so it's going to be pretty much the last time I can use it this season. Yeah. And beach is still going to go through people who want to buy it all the way through August. So we're going to do a beach bubble. How's that? A beach bubble wreath. So it'll be fun. Maybe we'll use the blue.
Love it. Sandra said love it. Can't wait to try it, Kat.
I can't wait. If you guys try the bubble method, come back and post pictures. I love to see what everybody has, because the best type of deco mesh to use is patterned deco mesh.
Yes.
So like that. Don't use your flat colors. Let's see. This is one.
Use something with a bunch of stripes in it.
Yeah, this is one of the ones we did for the group when we taught bow making. So this was the orange and green that comes from Craft Outlet right now. And these are your fall scatters and fillers. What else? I'm looking at these 2 deco mesh rolls. So do something like this when you're doing a filler or a bubble. Get something with a wide pattern or multiple color bands because it really, really pops on that wreath. This one you can't really see until you get up close, but if you go wider ribbon or wider bands, you can see it better.
Yeah.
So this is a good thing. So any of those, what do you call them? Clearance sale 21-inch deco mesh that we had in the red, black, orange, Halloween. The black and the gold and silver, black, silver, and white. It looks gorgeous. It makes it look like a 1940s wreath.
A couple people asked if you could bring the wreath back and just show it.
Yeah.
Again.
With the light still on?
Yep.
It went through my wire. There it goes.
There you go.
Now I'm trying not to step on my styrofoam balls I dropped. There's like 4 of them on the floor. So, yeah. You could totally... Okay, now this is going to bug me because I know someone was like, if only that ribbon was the different way. Like, you can just pull it on over to the other side and bring this one down. There you go.
Yep.
Easy peasy fix. So, you can just make them, the words go the right way. So, all right,
Yep.
guys. Well, hope to see you soon.
Yep.
See you on Sunday at 5. And we'll talk to you guys later. Good night. Have a great weekend.
Claudia, she asked if you see if there's a link for the fillers and the scanners. I don't think we could find anything on Hobby Lobby on the website actually for those. You just have to go and
Hobby Lobby does, if you notice this, Hobby Lobby tracks nothing by SKU. They, you can occasionally look it up by item number, but even when you go into Hobby Lobby to buy anything, everything is done by price. So it's weird how they track their inventory. So if you go to type in like the SKU number to this ribbon, they may or may not carry it by the number.
Yep.
It's weird. So Hobby Lobby just has a different way of tracking their inventory, I guess. But, all right.
The sign is from Jane's Front Door Decor.
Yep,
Yep.
Jane's Front Door Decor. And if you get in now on our group, you get the discount. So then you can save some money because we're always about saving money.
Yep. Okay.
All right, guys, have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you on Sunday. Good night.